16. Thank you so much, Mukami. Energetic show we have today with the Nigerian nationalities.
Exactly. I've seen that they've even managed to try and get you to dance today. At least you're trying your best.
I didn't try dance.
Majority, we'll see a bit later on the show. But the question we are asking you on Twitter is, it's all about the Nigerians. They're resurgent in this tournament after falling to Madagascar. And the question we're asking is, can they topple Algeria, who have been 100% so far? Yesterday they conceded the first goal of the tournament, but they got through on penalties. So that's what we're asking you. Can they make it? Can Nigeria topple them in the semi-finals? Use the hashtag Viva Africa 2019. You can find us at Citizen TV Kenya, at Michael Kinyi, at Banandong, and at Mukami Wambora. Let us know your thoughts. And of course, in the quickfire, it went up by 5,000 yesterday, Mike. How much are we on today?
40 G's.
40,000
bucks. Naziko hapa, this 40,000 has to go. And the Niger said, by the way, no discrimination. We are ready for quickfire. Are you guys ready for quickfire?
Yes.
One simple question. Whoever gets it, I give you the money. We don't even go ahead. Okay. Who played right back for Tanzania? Thank you. I knew it. They laugh at themselves. Yeah, you can even Google. I allow you. Use your Google, use everything. Go call the medicine man in Sululere. That's a place, yeah? Yes, call them there and see what happens. Sorry?
You're not ready now for this quickfire.
Oh, I ask you later. Yes. Not now. Now I can tell you for free. Between the intro and up to where I am right now, 4 questions are already in. You've got answers to the first 4 questions. What we've discussed, what Ndonga said, what Mukami has said, what I've talked about, what I've asked you. 4 questions in. But to get onto the show, Nigeria, nobody gave them a chance. At the beginning of the tournament, it was 50-50. They lost to Madagascar. Everybody said, those ones are gone. Then they are back and into the semi-finals. Let me tell you, I rarely get it wrong. I only got it wrong with Benin because of emotions. Mukami, you're right. I put in so much emotions instead of just looking at football correctly. Now in the semi-finals, I've got no bias for any team. But this is what will happen in the semi-finals. Nigeria in the final. Senegal in the final. Finals, Nigeria 1, Senegal 0. Game shot. Not because they're in studio, but because reality on the ground is they're more fired up than anybody else. Algeria is a tough one to call. Remember, Group C has produced 2 teams in the semi-finals. That's Algeria and Senegal. But I believe in the final, Nigeria versus Senegal. To win it, Nigeria by 1 goal. Mukami.
Mike, I got a lot of flack. As soon as I saw the teams that Kenya was playing against, I said, we're going there to sightsee. Hopefully we beat Tanzania.
And we did.
And we did. So
yes,
we've achieved our target. But looking at Senegal and Algeria, Senegal, the top team in Africa, we know that the only team to have actually beaten a team in the World Cup in last year. And then, of course, we look at Algeria,
yeah,
the only team in North Africa in Pot 2. It was a very difficult pot that we were. There was just a difficult group, and we tried our best. Even if we had our best squad, if everyone picked whoever we wanted, maybe we would have lost by fewer goals. Maybe we never know what will happen.
Not maybe. Would have lost 1-0, 2-1, 2-0.
But we would have lost.
We still would have lost.
But we would have beaten Tanzania.
It was such a big hurdle for us to cross.
And now it's been proven because the only Group C, that has 2 teams onto the next round is both Senegal and Algeria. But let's look at the games that took place yesterday. Tunisia actually sunk Madagascar, one of the teams of the tournament, to reach the first semi-final since 2004 and end Madagascar's fairy tale run. Madagascar going out there violently 3-0 to Tunisia, a team that hadn't won a single game in the tournament. Madagascar, who were the only team to beat Nigeria in this African Cup of Nations. Mike, you have something to say about what...
But they're not even Madagascar. I'm just looking at, by the time we start the show, I'm getting a lot of messages. Everybody's DMing me and saying, well, boss, I'm trying to call, nobody's speaking. Time your quickfire, Bado. The rules are very simple, guys. On quickfire, nobody has control over the lines. Not Roba, not Mukami, not Ndong, not myself. It is automatic when the lines are open, when you put the number there and say call now, start calling there.
But
Number 2, Put enough credit. Don't say I called for 2 minutes, ikakatika, I called back, nobody was speaking. No, it's an automated line. So once we put it there, that is when to call. Nobody has monopoly over it. When you tell me, call me, I can't do that. I'm sorry. You just have to call. It's chance. We pick your number, face the quick fire. If we don't pick, keep trying. When you say I've called 13 times, mwingine amepiga mara 17, nothing. 40, nothing. Another one tried once, imeingia. So, guys, I've got no control over whose line we are going to pick. Today is different. We'll do 1-1. One call, you don't get it. The Nigers will try, they don't get it, we go back to the calls. Fair enough?
Yes.
Good. Do you have your numbers, everyone? Have we given you numbers?
After.
Aye, Roberto, apatia number. Don't worry. We'll come.
Okay, let's now move on to the other game that took place yesterday. Algeria, one of the top teams in the tournament, they drew 1-1 against Ivory Coast, but won 4-3 on penalties. That means Algeria face Nigeria in the semi-finals. And what I want to ask the Nigerians in studio, who do you have preferred to meet? There's some who are sitting right here. Would you have preferred to meet Ivory Coast or Algeria, or it doesn't matter? You'd have beaten anyone.
We will definitely beaten anyone.
Use the microphone. It's all right. Oh, he's mic'd. That's fine. Yeah.
We would definitely have welcomed anyone, be it Cote d'Ivoire, be it Kenya, be it
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Did you?
We don't really care. We don't care.
Madagascar already were there.
No, you
They
see,
already put you in your position.
With the game with Madagascar, it was just, I mean, we were just actually toying with those guys. We actually wanted them to feel, this is the first time they're qualifying for the AFCON. You don't want to make them feel irrelevant. You know, just give them a little bit of encouragement. That's what we did there. And just like little brothers, that's what they are to us. I mean,
Is that what Igalo said?
No.
no, that's what it is.
What is the final score again?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
We're actually
no,
waiting for them to get used to AFCON.
Say it. What
We
is the
gave
final
them
score?
2-0. We actually talked about it before the
And
game.
we gave them
And then we allowed them to
2-0.
score 2-0. We actually wanted to settle for 1-0.
Yes.
But they talked to us. The coach called me and I said, oh, don't worry, let's do 2-0.
2-0. So 3 points to Nigeria, but given to Madagascar.
Madagascar, exactly. You're very much Nigerian, by the way.
Almost.
Yeah,
I hear
I
you.
like that.
I want to ask someone else on this side. So we were with the Malagasy yesterday, nationals from Madagascar, and they said when they beat Nigeria, actually there were people who actually collapsed and died, which is a sad story because they were so shocked about the result. But how was that result received amongst Nigerians and maybe even here in Kenya and the ones also in Nigeria and Nigerians on Twitter who we know are also vocal?
For us, it shows the AFCON is not just a small teams going in. Everyone had a chance. Anyhow they actually qualify, it's down to them. It's more like a reality check. So one thing about any competition is as long as you can get yourself out of the group, then you have a chance, of which we did. We bounced back against Cameroon. So it's actually something like that happens. It happens in every tournament, so it's not just us alone.
Maybe I can get your comments. I remember last time we were here, you were very confident that you'll win all your group games.
No. Actually, that day I told you that our group is a group of death. And you remember Madagascar beating Nigeria, so my prophecy came to pass. So it's not an
So it's
easy
your
group.
fault.
So I told you that day that it's
jinxed
going
them.
to be a tricky group, and you saw it that day.
But they've been evolving.
Yeah.
As the games progress, they've been evolving.
Because
We
of
talked
the
about
confidence
Cameroon.
from the Nigeria game. So we are the giant of Africa, like the other of my colleagues said. So somebody died because of Nigeria. That shows who we are. So that's why I told you our group is not only, and it's not an easy group because everybody will look up to Nigeria. This group, they are the giant of Africa in terms of football, so they are going to give. So they came prepared, and us, like my brother said, we gave them 2 goals.
Okay.
It's
Mike,
unfortunate that somebody died, but we are sorry.
it's sad indeed. Mike, it's what is fascinating is, looking at the history of Nigeria, they have been in, I think, the past several tournaments. You'd think that they've won it so many times, but they've only won it 3 times, Mike.
With all this noise.
3 times. They've only won the
With all
Africa
the
competition.
noise.
I'm
3
surprised they're calling
times.
this
Can
noise.
you imagine it?
That's
Can you imagine if it was 5? 3 times.
Or Egypt, 7.
Imagine. And there's all this noise. What I like is the confidence that they have. To be honest, give it to them. The confidence they have. My friend Shola from Nigeria could not give me peace after Nigeria won that quarterfinal match. He just went into my DM and just typed, shh. lunch. You know, like 50 S's there. And I said, fine. I mean, who expected?
Yeah.
We never thought that Nigeria would be knocked out at that stage. Semi-finals is going to be difficult. Yes, but they will sail through. That is what I believe. Because if you look at the unity and the spirit around the team, especially with Kanu being in Egypt and what he's doing, you know, he's an easy guy. He'll go and dance with the fans, he'll come back, go into the dressing room and tell guys, I mean, let's take it easy. Brings his experience from before and tell them, guys, this is what we need to do. This is where we go. So he's a factor in all this. But they have to watch out. If they slip even a little bit, the Foxes will have them for lunch.
Let me ask one of the Nigerians here. I don't know how true this is. Maybe you can confirm it for me. Apparently, whoever scores a goal, for every goal that's scored now in the semi-final, they've been promised $50,000.
Yes.
That is 5 million Kenya shillings.
Yep.
It's true.
Very true. In fact, I think let me just help you here. What's it called now? Dangote, the richest man in Africa, actually said that any goal scored is going to give $50,000. And Otedola himself, another billionaire in Nigeria, said for every goal scored, he's going to give $25,000. So now for every goal scored, we're getting $75,000. Trust me, who wouldn't score goals? Man? So I mean, we're going to have Algeria for lunch.
So 75 for the scorer, 75 for the team.
We're getting.
They will give Nigeria
$75,000 for every goal scored. So I mean, that's amazing.
My only worry with the Nigeria team, I wish Alex Iwobi would start on the bench because he plays for himself.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to prove something to the whole of Africa and the whole. He'll dribble so much. Somebody is in an open space, instead of giving out the ball, he wants to dribble all the way in. I mean, I don't know if Nigerians are worried about that, but from a neutral's point of view, this is one of the problems of the Nigeria team.
Mike, Gigi Okocha was in Kenya at some point a few years ago. And he...
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
yes.
Exactly. And I asked him that very question. What is the reason Iwobi is playing for Nigeria? Did you have anything to do with it? Or was it because he couldn't make it into the English team? He said, like, he had no option. I'm the one who made him play for Nigeria. He was going to play from Nigeria as soon as he was born. Yeah. So it's that factor. It's having Okocha. Or what do you guys think? What do you think about Iwobi playing, and how do you feel he's played so far for Nigeria?
Back to his complaint about Iwobi. Although there's some players like that, they actually, the first game, they have to, like, you know, get themselves into the rhythm. But just as the coach has instructed him, if you see, mostly Iwobi can also move forward and also defend. So again, someone like that actually can spear from the midfield and the left-hand side, then the right-hand side. That person is actually a good factor for the team. So if you watch almost all the movements, even against Cameroon, so it is hardly that you, as in, you can actually mark him, because you don't take him as a talisman. So he moves and is a risk to any team. So I don't feel probably like Iwobi is actually not fitting into the team very well. He's actually playing a significant role.
Maybe one of you guys can also...
Let's see a lady.
Finally, the ladies want to speak.
Okay, so I think the fact that he's willing to play for himself, not really play for himself, but the fact that he's willing to give his all is not a threat at all. I feel like if somebody is willing, actually he's also trying to get signed by other international teams, I guess. So I think that's a factor that will make him play with all his might. He might not be seen as a team player, but sometimes that can be an advantage.
Let me say one.
Talking about Iwobi, if you take a look of how the game have been going and the way you have played so far, I think in terms of creativity, he has been there. It's all about now finding a true defensive midfielder like Ndidi and Etebo in that defensive midfielder. Then he needs somebody that is flexible and creative to make
what
sure
he's used to in his club.
Yes, what he's used in club. So you need that kind of person in the team so that you can be able to get a result. You know, it's not about playing to himself. He's just doing the job. He's doing the job that he's asked to do.
I think when you go into this tournament, each team that wins a championship there is a player that is carrying the team. If you compare Nigeria versus Algeria in the semifinals, I'll say if I was the Nigerian coach, I would say we have to cut out Belaili out of the game. He is the creative factor.
For Madagascar, Mike?
For Madagascar, that's why they're not in the semis. But
they reached the quarters.
There's no one. They had a team effort. That's why it's very easy to defend against them. That's why Tunisia yesterday had an easy time. Play zonal, stick to your formation, lock out the spaces. There's nowhere they'll go. You know, they don't get in there. But when you have a team like Algeria, where you know the creative factor is Belaili, then you know we have to take out this player. Now, for Nigeria, who would you say is the focus, is the fulcrum of the team, that this is the game changer? If we don't have this player, by the way, we're not going to play well.
No, let's have the gentleman at the back there.
Okay. I think Chukwueze.
Yes.
Because this last match was so good, and everybody on Twitter were talking about him and all. And we've not focused on him before. And now that we've seen what he can do, I think it's good to put our focus on him now and see how he can take us forward.
Don't you think it will be too much pressure on Chukwueze as you respond? Because he didn't play the game, I believe, he played the game against Burundi, but didn't play in the Madagascar game.
Yes. But for me, I still think our hitmaker is Musa. Because the guy is creative, he creates chances and all. Chukwueze, yeah, the guy is good, plays football, the guy is good, makes dribbles and the rest, but for me, Musa.
Especially his left foot is something else.
Yeah.
Does any of you think Igalo?
Okay, in my own point of view, the person I think that if he's not playing, we are going to get a lot of problems is Ndidi. That guy has been,
Wilfred Ndidi.
Yeah, that guy has been so good in that defensive midfield. He's going everywhere. You saw a game against Madagascar when they put him, you saw the difference. So I believe Ndidi is our main person we can count on. So if he's out, we have a lot of problems.
Those are 3 players already. I just want to hear
different, exactly. Yeah. Everyone has said someone different.
I beg to differ. I think every Nigerian is a threat. Every Nigerian player on that field is a threat. Because the fact that, you see, when you focus on one player, another Nigerian player is causing trouble. For example, now, when they attacked Musa, they saw how fast he is. So everybody focused on Musa. Then they left Ekong to score beautifully. So you see, when you focus on one Nigerian player,
closed, actually.
Every Nigerian player playing at AFCON is super dangerous and very talented. So when you're after one man, there's another person warming up to take his place. So Nigerians are always ready to score.
What about Balogun? Remember the blunder he made that gifted Madagascar that
Balogun, you see, as my brother said, Celestine, we give them...
The Algerians are very, very dangerous on counter-attack.
No, you see, it's simple. We planned that game. That game was well planned.
Match fixing.
Thank you very much. That game was super...
Are you sure that's on record?
It's all, I can say that. I'm saying it now.
As a fan. As a fan. Kaf is watching.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. That was a nice plan. Fall down, let the ball, let them score, so that we can play a weaker team and qualify. It's
so Cameroon is the weaker team, the one that won that.
Yes, that was a technical gameplay. Thank you.
No, actually, it happens a lot in tournaments where you focus ahead. You look at the path that you have.
Right.
Basically, I tend to agree with you, but not basically that you gave Madagascar the ball. Every player gave his all. But the only thing is that the Nigerian coach decided, I'm not going to put my first 11. The easiest way not to get all 3 points is not to put your best. So put your second best in there, tell them, play your game, don't lock it up, give your best. Unfortunately, their best was lose 2-0. Objective achieved in terms of, I do not want this path.
You'd rather play Cameroon than
actually,
Morocco.
Open the chart there.
Yeah, you'd rather play Cameroon than Morocco. Yeah. That for me is what I'm wondering.
You'd rather play Cameroon and not Morocco. Morocco was solid. Mokami, just look at the path. Where
so let's look at the path.
Yes.
Nigerian side there.
Nigeria is there. So they would have played Morocco rather than Benin.
Yes. And then if you're playing Morocco, look at on that
Cameroon
side.
had just won.
Look at the path on the left and the right.
So Senegal.
Which side would you rather be, left or right? Look at the left. You've got Senegal, you've got Ghana, you've got Tunisia.
Yeah, but they would be playing Senegal.
Which you do not want to meet until the finals.
Morocco or Cameroon?
That's what I'm saying.
You guys, Morocco or Cameroon?
Now she's shying away from the microphone.
I would say Cameroon. And then if you remember correctly, we're the first team to qualify.
Yes.
So no matter the outcome of that game, it wouldn't have mattered. And that was the last game the coach had a chance to try out his bench and see who to use moving forward. So like we really had nothing to lose.
So it wasn't an intentional loss?
It was just for fun, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mukami, let's look at both sides. The path that Nigeria has and that other side. Nigeria already saw. They said even if we meet Egypt, they're not that strong. All right? You'd rather meet them now, knock them off and go. Yes. Look at this side. Cameroon, Egypt, South Africa, Algeria, Ivory Coast, Mali. Of all these teams, the only team that you fear there is Algeria.
And Ivory Coast is also.
Yeah, Ivory Coast are not, from the word go, they're not going to give a very big challenge
but
to
on
anyone.
this side...
Look at that side. Do you want to play Senegal that early? Do you want to meet Tunisia, Ghana on that side? Hell no. So I understand that. I never saw it that way until they pointed it out. But for me, I would still go the same way. I'd rather be on the right side of the draw than the left. Yeah?
You've made it there. We'll find out.
When I told you I spoke with the coach the other day, I wasn't joking.
So this was a conversation?
Yeah, that was a conversation. We spoke about it, and then we knew very well that we would rather meet Cameroon, which was more an easier team, because we played Cameroon several times, and from all indications, we've always had the upper hand against Cameroon. So, I mean, it was very clear. We wanted to meet Senegal in the final, and that's just like Mike said. Somehow, maybe you guys don't know me. You guys should do a DNA on this guy. It just might have a Nigerian blood in him, because you see now we had a calculated plans that we were going to meet Senegal in the final, and God willing, we will definitely get there. Because from inception, it was very obvious that Nigeria needed a part where we could like rediscover ourselves in every match that we played. So if you observe the first game we played, we struggled. The second game wasn't even any better. Luckily for us, we qualified. But you see, from the game against Cameroon, that was when we started discovering
So you
ourselves.
had an easy group?
Pretty much easy, but then again, we had our doubts. But we knew that in Nigeria, when it comes to tournament, Nigeria usually we keep it a little bit late, and then we start discovering ourselves later, which we have done already. And I'm really sorry for Algeria, because now we are very much composed, we're very compact, and I'll tell you, whichever team that meets us from now henceforth is going to have a very, very difficult time against us.
What is your opinion on his loss today? He's just in his own zone.
Yeah.
He's reflecting about.
Who would you rather meet in the final if you make it? There's Senegal, Tunisia on the other side.
I prefer Senegal.
Why not?
Yeah,
Tunisia?
the reason why I'm preferring Senegal is because it's going to be a more of a how do you call
West
African rivalry.
Yeah.
And when it comes to finals like that, we don't easily give up.
Yeah.
I would rather meet Senegal in the final than meeting them in the semis. If Nigeria could have met Senegal in the semi-final, trust me, I am not. It's going to be 50-50.
You're not sure about it?
I'm not sure about it. I'm sure Senegal are really, they are going for it. They are really serious.
Who do you watch in the semi-finals? Algeria. Everybody has tipped Algeria, saying this is the team to beat. Right from when they qualified for the round of 16, said 3 games gone, won 3, not lost, went to the round of 16, won convincingly, went to the quarterfinals. I mean, everybody says Algeria is the team to watch. Is there any particular weakness that you've picked
from Algeria? Yes. Yeah, like you were saying, you mentioned a player, Bilaila, right?
Yes, Bilaila. Yeah,
that is, many people, many players or many countries, we are all focusing on Mahrez. But there's someone who can play more than Mahrez, who is taking over Mahrez. That is Omar Saddam. And when you look at Bilaila, he's a very creative player. He can cause problems.
Yes.
But the weaker point of Algeria is the left back and the right back. Their 2 central backs are very physical. So Nigeria can easily penetrate. We have speedy wingers. We can use the life of Musa.
Yes.
Chukwueze, like my sister have said.
Yes.
He can easily give that guy trouble. That one I'm very, very sure. Their left back are their weakness. The 2 left wing backs. The right and the left.
What happens when they break on the counter? You saw what happens when they get counter-attacks. Algeria are pretty dangerous on those ones.
When they break on the counter, now let me come in by mentioning what my brother said about Ndidi.
Yes.
Ndidi is the one who dictates our game. If you watch very well, leave alone everybody is praising Chukwueze, this and that, but the main man who is doing the dirty jobs, who is letting you to get the ball, who is letting the game to flow, our pass is moving quicker, Ndidi. If you watch the game against Cameroon, the cross that came from Awazi was from him. Now against South Africa, the goal that come from the ball that he gave to Musa to Iwobi, then to Chukwueze, it was from him. Indeed, he knows Mahrez very well. They've been a teammate, and I'm very, very sure he knows what to do. Indeed, he's going to be the one to dictate that midfield, and it's going to cause a lot of trouble for. They also have physique in the midfield. Someone like Guerrero, or what is his name? That guy is good. That one can also cause us problems. But Ndidi is going to break down anything that is going to be like counter-attack.
Is Ndidi the reason why Obi Mikel is not playing, even when he's fit?
Well, I would say yes to me, because you can, with the way the games are going right now, we are now playing pacey football. We don't need someone who guide the ball on 3 seconds, 2 seconds around the ball to move. That is the kind of game Obi Mikel is playing now. He's slowing down. It just comes over him, and he's slowing down. We need the ball to move. So indeed, he doesn't really. He's the kind of player who allows it when he gets the ball after the tackles, he releases.
This is a question that I want to throw to the whole crowd in the studio. Is it? How would Nigeria take a loss in the semifinals? Would you say the tournament was a success? Would you go for 3rd place? Would it be a failure? If you don't make it to the final, how do you rate your performance? Because it's a possibility.
I don't think any of us is thinking about losing at this point.
But you have to. You have to plan for 3 results, my friend. At this stage, it's either you win or you lose. 2.
If you come with a backup plan, then you're thinking you're going to fail. So I don't, like I said, it's not in our minds at all right now. That's not an option.
You don't want to think about it, but you have to think about it. Let me just hear somebody else.
Let's look at what Kenyans are saying.
Maybe you didn't understand my question. My question was, how would you take? Not that do you think you'll not make it to the final, because you're not thinking about not going to the finals, but you have to rate the team. You have to judge it. Take an example of Kenya. When Kenya was knocked out, we said, by the way, we expected it. For us, success. Why? We beat Tanzania. Bare minimum expectations. Beat Tanzania, minimize the loss against Algeria and Senegal. Objective met. Okay. Period. For Niger, if you don't make it to the final.
If we don't make it,
yes. How do you rate the team?
It's a football game.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can't just say, you can't just bet on your chest and say, we are going to the final.
Yes.
There are controversial goals, the VIVA, anything can happen in the game. When you think you're sure something
Hold the microphone properly.
When you think you're sure something might just go wrong. So if we don't make it to the final, trust me, we are going for the 3rd place.
But I think in all fairness, we've actually exceeded our expectation, considering that from inception we weren't given a chance of going past the first round and all of that. And I think we've really done well. Although in any competition that we go to, we always expect that we come out tops. But this time around, I think we've done well. So whether or not we get to the final and we win the cup or not, I think it's irrelevant. The team has done very well. We've been able to discover some new players, which was, it's always the aim of every competition. Give young players an opportunity to excel, which we've done with Chibueze, the likes of Chibueze. Unfortunately, one of the things that actually pains me is the fact that we have some other young and vibrant, pacey players that have been brought to the fore for us to discover them. Someone like Onyekuru. This is one player that I've actually expected will really shine at this stage, but the coach has not really given him a run into the game. So I'm hoping that in the semi-final, because like he said, we have the Algerians have got problems at their fullbacks. Yeah, this is where we need to exploit. So I would recommend, for me, if the coach would actually drop Musa, for instance, and bring in a Onyekuru, yeah, and then we have a Chibueze, and then you can always bring in Musa subsequently as to consolidate whatever we would have gotten later. But in all honesty, we have done exceedingly well. And I think that for that alone, I am proud of the team. We've done very well, yeah.
Very bold. Those ones are cowards. They cannot even say that.
So back from Twitter, we can remember we're asking whether Nigeria can actually defeat Algeria, who've had a really good run in the tournament. We have Shundu Boniface, who says Nigeria are going for it. I like their energy, especially against Cameroon. I support them till the final. Then we have Osano Jr. Nigeria could surprise Algeria. The boys are fired up and they fight to the last minute. Then we have Geoffrey Kamau. Algeria is more tactical than Nigeria, though the big game mentality of the Nigerians will see them through. Then we also have Jason Sagini, who says, I don't think Nigeria can stop Algeria. After watching the Super Eagles play kind of shaky in the defense and not securing comfortable wins, Algeria will definitely book a spot in the finals. Then we have Masika Shelton, who says Nigeria is the only team that has been playing attacking football. Other teams go with the intention of playing defensively, which has led to many penalties. Then we have Danilo Mwangi, who says, end of the road for Super Eagles. Algeria look like the total package, and they have Riyad Mahrez, one of the best players left in the tournament, and dangerous Adam Onas off the bench. They boast the meanest defense and are the tournament's top scorers. And then finally, Queen says, we have good ladies team here in Zima. And the only problem we are having is ball issues. Hatija trained for 3 days now. Please, Roba, you've heard. Help us with even one ball.
Sponyo.
Our girls are so talented. Roba has heard.
Bas, Roba said Afcon ikisha mumtafute. When Afcon is over, look for him. Sasa sijui mpira gani mutapewa.
Then we have Saddam Ali, who says, take it to the bank. Final will be Nigeria versus Senegal. As so many other people here in studio have predicted. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to hear from the Nigerians. Bernard will come here with them, and they will put out the team that will play against Algeria in that semi-final on Sunday.